Hi, thank you for tuning in. I'm Helen, a family photographer and a Canon ambassador, and today I'm going to be talking to you about using your camera to sketch. To sketch, you ask? Let me explain. In my day job, I'm a family photographer. I travel all over the UK and sometimes worldwide to photograph children and families in their own homes and places they love to go. Using my Canon EOS 1DX Mark II or my EOS R and my fabulous L-series lenses, I push myself to take the very best pictures that sum up the lives of the children I photograph. However, it's not only when I go out to work that I pick up my camera. I often think of photography as like playing an instrument. We get to know our tools so well and we have a mood and a rhythm to taking photographs. However, unlike a concert pianist, it's not something that I practice every day. I don't study scales or spend hours on my arpeggios. Because my style of photography is reactive, it's of the moment, I can't play pieces again and again until I've ironed out any thorny issues or found the places where I trip up the most. Once the moment is gone, it's gone, and I move on. And yet there's power to practice in whatever shape or form it takes. Staying at home these last few weeks, I began by not taking any pictures at all. And to be honest, my big cameras haven't been out much, only really to make these videos. However, as the weeks continued, I did find myself reaching for my compact camera. I wanted to make sketches. I felt the need to practice my craft on my daily walk. I needed to create, but in a different way, faster and with no pressure. I wanted to sketch. Artists always talk of the benefits of sketching, quick pictures made regularly to practice technique and improve observational skills. There's a problem-solving element to it, which is fantastic. You know, how do I draw, or in our case, photograph, this thing in front of me, and how do I do it quickly? Taking pictures on our daily walks is fantastic as it forces us to pay attention to the environment. By looking closer, by watching the way the light falls, we improve our observational skills. It also aids relaxation and stress relief. You know, we can't be thinking about the daily news if our mind is on the constant lookout for shadow and light and shape. Picasso was right when he said that art washes the soul of the dust of everyday life. But what are we looking for? You know, what kind of pictures can we take when we're sketching? Of course, the answer will depend on what interests you and also what there is available. You know, my favourite subject matter is photographing kids, but I don't have children of my own, so I haven't had this the last few weeks. Instead, while I walk through the streets and parks near my home in North London, I'm finding myself drawn to nature, to leaves and grasses, to bark patterns and light. Also to more man-made structures, to building, graffiti, anywhere I see a pattern or a shape that catches my eye. These pictures are taken quickly. I'm not stopping for more than a couple of minutes. It's very different to the tripods, filters and tilt-shift lenses of my normal landscape work. It's not the beautiful vistas and babbling brooks of the Lake District or the Scottish Highlands. This is a dandelion growing on a cracked London pavement or the slightly murky and quite suspicious looking river that runs near my home. There are pictures that I like, but they're not the sort of images that I'm going to be printing large and framing on the wall. Because the aim here is not the final picture. The aim of my sketching is to get out with my camera, to have fun, to create. It doesn't matter if I go out for a walk, take lots of pictures and come back with nothing worth processing. Not worrying about the final result takes the pressure off and it frees me up to experiment more. I've been having a lot of fun. I've also been learning lots. You know, what have I learned from the process? Firstly, I've learned so much more about my camera. I've always had a bit of a love-hate relationship with compact cameras. I love the size, the convenience, the fact they fit in a pocket. But I admit I've always struggled with the fact that a £700 compact doesn't deliver the same results in the same way as a £5,000 1DX Mark II with an L-series lens on the front. So if I'm honest with myself, I've never really given compact cameras enough concentrated time to learn their features well, to know how they react and what types of images they're really, really well suited to. These last few weeks have changed all that, and now the G7X Mark III is becoming as instinctive to me as my normal gear. I now absolutely love this camera. I've also learnt more about seeing, about looking. We've lived in this house for 7 years now. I've walked the same routes so many times, but I've not really looked at them in the same way before. Now each time I go out, I'm spotting something new, pointing something out to Tom, something interesting, something that deserves a better look. I've spent time considering how best to photograph a leaf in the park, a clump of long grass. I'll circle it, shooting from one side, then from the other, from above, from below, looking at different angles, seeing how it looks on different days when the light's in a different place, seeing what the effects might be. I've thought about composition, about balance. I've experimented with pattern and detail. All these things will stand me in such good stead when I'm back to my usual portrait work. I doubt these pictures will stay with me, but these skills definitely will. This new habit of sketching, of seeing, of recording, I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to try to be more like a pianist, aim to practice more. It won't be every day, life takes over, but when I go out for a walk, I'm going to pop my camera in my pocket, look and see what catches my eye, take sketches. These pictures are for me. They don't need to be works of art, and they're not works of art. I imagine many shots I take will never get as far as Lightroom or Photoshop. It's the process that's important here and not the final result. So I urge you to do the same. Pick up your camera, carry it with you. Take the pressure off yourself and take pictures that you know to be sketches. By removing the barrier of expectation, you may suddenly find that you've opened up your creativity. Look for patterns and light. Try to simplify shapes and see lines, tones and texture. Sit in the garden or the park and spend a few minutes with a flower. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. A daisy or a dandelion will do. Just play and practice and see where it takes you. Have fun. That's most important. Enjoy the process. Make it quick. Take some pictures, have a look, see how they went, learn from them and do it again tomorrow. I'm loving it and I hope that you will too. Let me know how you get on. Connect up with me on Instagram or leave me a comment here. Check out my Instagram stories. I'm planning to post more of my sketches up there and you can see what I've been up to and we can compare notes. It's a fun, no pressure journey and we can go on it together. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you found it interesting and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you.